Lose the Boss segment tonight, fact-checking the State of the Union address on economics. Here now, one of the stars of the Fox Business Channel, Mr. Dobbs. You have the highest rated show on it. Right?
Absolutely.
That's stunning, isn't it?
It is. And I always say thank you for accidents whenever they occur like that.
All right, now, you can have statistics to prove anything, right? I mean, whenever you hear politicians throwing out the statistics, you just got to kind of shrug your shoulders. Let's take them one by one. President Obama claims 6 million new jobs have been created on his watch.
Right.
And you say?
And I say the number isn't even close to that, because what they did, imagine this, an administration looking to favor itself with the timing. Instead of beginning with January 2009 when he took office, they let it roll up another year. They didn't take that number until the February 2010 number, when most of the job losses had already moved on by. So that number is reduced then to 1.9 million. Then you throw in public sector jobs that were lost, and you're down to 1.2 million jobs, a far cry from 6 million.
That's what he created on his watch, both private and public jobs?
Both, yes.
Then how can he say
because he said businesses. He said businesses, which obviously, is another way of saying, just the private sector. He kind of left the other stuff out. I'm sure it was an
But how could he say he created 6 million private jobs when you're saying he's created 1, 2? How can he do that?
I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding between himself.
It's not a misunderstanding.
The great one and
do you have any idea how he could arrive at that 6 million number?
I think that number is probably as close enough for government work as the way I would put it.
All right. So to you, it's a fiction.
It's an utter fiction.
Okay. The second thing is the president claimed that manufacturers in the USA have added 500,000 jobs, 500,000. And you say?
Again, it's a question of timing and the time frame. Again, in this instance, he goes back to 2010 and begins in January, the count, or at least his
So the first year of his tenure, he doesn't count anything.
He doesn't count anything in that statement. In fact, we've lost 6 million manufacturing jobs.
600,000.
600,000 rather than 500,000.
So instead of a gain of 500, you say, Lou Dobbs,
negative
the highest rated show on the Fox Business Channel, says we've lost 600,000. Again,
absolutely.
Big discrepancy.
A big discrepancy, and it leaves out the fact that we still have 3 million fewer manufacturing jobs in this country today than we did 10 years ago. The president's statement almost sounds like we've recovered those jobs to and even added
but part of that is the Bush administration's fault.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's 2 fictions.
Correct.
You're saying. All right, guns. The president claimed that police chiefs are outgunned by criminals.
Yeah. And this was a sad statement, because he's got people in the audience with the green ribbons, the victims of Newtown, Connecticut, and their families. The truth is that 323 people in the most recent year, 2011, lost their lives to rifles, which includes assault weapons, all kinds of long guns. 496 people were killed by hammers and clubs.
So the assault rifles and all of this, which is the subject of ban, they don't do as much damage as they're trying to say they do.
And it is a fiction. And
one more.
One known to the administration.
Green energy. The president claimed that we've doubled the distance of cars, how far they can go on a tank of gas.
Well, again, I'm sure there's just a misunderstanding somewhere.
Another one.
27 miles a gallon is the current overall rate for
on the highway.
On the highway, and by 2025 we will have cars on the highway through agreement with the manufacturers of an average of 54 miles per gallon.
54. That's good.
Well, that's great, but that's 2025, not now. And in fact, the changes that will allow us to move toward that 54, or doubling as the president said it and made it sound as if it were today, doesn't even take place until 2017.
He didn't say it was 12 years away.
No, he forgot to put that in there.
Lou Dobbs, everybody, keeping an eye on the situation.